Good day, students! How are you? Do you miss having a class with your classmates? Or do you miss your lessons? The answer is here. We will bring to you our School on Air in English 8. This episode will be streamed through radio, television, Facebook, and other online modes of learning. And I will be with you throughout this episode. Call me Teacher Leia Joyce Corpus. We are about to begin, so bring your module and find a comfortable place. Check your speakers if you can hear me clearly and ensure that your screens are unblemished. I encourage you to place a notebook, a ball pen, and a highlighter beside you so you do not miss important information from the discussion later on. Also, prepare water and snacks so you do not need to stand from time to time. Is everything ready? That is good. We will now get down to our business. Open your Module 1 on page 6. Read the directions and try answering the 3 multiple-choice questions. For those who are watching, you can see the questions on screen, while I will use dictation for those who are listening. Let's begin. Question number 1. The frightened baby trembled when he could not find his mother. What does trembled mean? A. Yell. B. Shook. C. Laugh. D. Cry. Number 2. Water gushed out of the sink. What does gush mean? A. Flowed. B. Stopped. C. Filled. D. Pushed. Number 3. Read the sentence below. Which word or words best helps you understand the meaning of the word obedient? The obedient child always followed her father's request. That night, she brushed her teeth, folded her clothes, and went to bed before her father had to come in and remind her. Letter A. Followed her father's request. Letter B. Folded her clothes. Letter C. Brushed her teeth. And letter D. Her father had to come in and remind her. You all have the time to answer. Time is up! How is the activity? Is it easy or difficult? We will see after checking your answers. For question number 1, the word trembled means shook. So the answer is letter B. For question number 2, gushed means flowed. So the answer is letter A. And for the last question, the meaning of the word obedient as used in the sentence is A. She followed her father's request. If you got all items correctly, then you did a great job. If you have some mistakes, do not give up. Instead, practice more. Remember, constant practice makes you better. Do you usually find words that you do not understand while reading? How do you decipher it? Do difficult words sometimes make you frustrated while reading? Do not worry. When we read, it is normal to encounter words we do not know. The good thing is, we can use a lot of strategies to help us identify the meaning of unfamiliar words. Your next task is found on pages 7 to 8 of your modules. You need to enumerate the things you do when encountering unfamiliar and difficult words in a story. Make sure to use this diagram illustrated on your modules. You may begin writing. You only need to write at least 4 strategies. Do not be anxious because there is no wrong answer in this activity. Alright, time is up. How I wish to know and listen to your answers, just so you know. Anyway, these are some of the possible answers you may have written. First, using a dictionary. Second, searching the internet. Third, asking others if they know the word. Fourth, keyword method. Fifth, picture basis and other similar strategies. Are your answers the same? If yes, impressive, my dear students. I know you did a great job in this second task. However, we will not discuss all strategies mentioned a while ago. Instead, we will focus on a specific strategy, which is using context clues. Good readers use context clues to help them understand the meaning of unfamiliar and challenging words. For example, a reader might use the meaning of other words in a sentence or a picture on the page to help them learn the meaning of the unknown word. So what is a context clue? Context clues are hints or clues found within a sentence, a paragraph, a passage that a reader can use to understand the meaning of new and unfamiliar terms. These clues offers insight either directly or indirectly. It may also appear within the same sentence as the word to which it refers, or it may follow in the preceding sentence. Let's explore various types of context clues to see how they work. Remember this word, ideas. Ideas stands for inference, definition, example, antonym, and synonym. What are these types of context clues? Let's discuss them one at a time, starting off with the inference. Inference, that is when the meaning of unfamiliar word can be inferred or guessed from the description of a situation. Take note of the word guess. Our keyword here is guess. When you infer, you try to guess. However, it is not just a wild guess because your basis will be the context in the sentence. In fact, there are no definite words to signal the meaning of the unfamiliar word. But all you need to do is to look for clues over several words or sentences. Let's have some example. The sentence is, she was so famished that people felt sorry for her and gave her food to eat. There are times that you need to look at what is happening in the sentence. What are the people doing in the sentence? What does famished mean? We can conclude that famished means extremely hungry. Why? Because the people felt sorry for her and gave her food to eat. And that is your clue. Another type of context clue is the definition. The meaning of unfamiliar word is directly, or we call it explicitly explained in the sentence. This is our signal words that will help you identify the meaning of the word. Is are called, that is defined as, means, and refers to. Example, he knew his future was precarious, which means likely to fall apart. Our unfamiliar word is precarious. P-R-E-C-A-R-I-O-U-S. So there you go. The definition is already given in the same sentence, which is likely to fall apart. Understood? Let's move on. Our third type of context clues is an example. An example of the word is in the sentence or nearby sentences. In here, the sentence provides one or more examples used to define the term. Here are the signal words. For example, for instance, including, such as, specifically, and to illustrate, and a lot more. Let's have this example. Celestial bodies such as the sun, the moon, and the stars are governed by predictable laws. The unfamiliar word here is celestial, and the clue is the word such as. In other words, celestial is something that relates to the heavens or the sky, just like the moon, the sun, and the stars. The fourth type of context clues is the antonym. A word with the opposite meaning is used in the sentence or nearby sentences. So the sentence may have a word that contains the opposite meaning of the unfamiliar word, which can reveal the intended meaning. What are the signal words for antonym? But, however, although, otherwise, unless, instead of, on the contrary, while, unlike, and on the other hand. Let's take this example. While Ben is hardworking, his indolent brother spends most of the time watching TV or sitting around with friends. Our unfamiliar word is indolent, spelled INDOLENT. Our clue word here is while. If the antonym word is hardworking, then that means that indolent is lazy. Can you still follow? Can you stretch your arms and stand for a while to break the ice? Do not worry, we are almost done with the types of context clues. Our last type is the synonym. This is the most cliché type of context clue, very common. Words with similar meanings are used in or near the sentence. Example, his animosity or hatred of his brother divided the family. Our unfamiliar word is animosity. ANIMOSITY. Our clue word is the conjunction or and the comma that separates them. In other words, hatred is the synonym of animosity in the sentence. We are done discussing the 5 types of context clues. Fantastic, my dear students! You were able to reach the next level with your skills and understanding. To deepen your knowledge on the lesson, you will do your third task entitled Jammer. Kindly turn your modules on pages 12 to 13. In the directions, it is stated that you will use the correct clues found in each sentence to figure out the synonym of the unfamiliar words which are in jumbled form. Is the instructions clear? If yes, come on, let us do this! Question number 1. The weary travelers wanted nothing more than a comfortable bed. The unfamiliar word is weary. And looking at the whole context of the sentence, weary is synonymous with the word? That's right, exhausted. Therefore, in the sentence, the travelers are exhausted, so they wanted a comfortable bed. Did you get it? Check your answer. Number 2, because Joseph was distracted by taking on his cell phone, he wrecked his car. What does distracted mean? Write your answers on your module now or your English notebooks. Let's check. Why did Joseph wreck his car? Because he was, yes, the answer is preoccupied while taking his cell phone. Let's move on. Question number 3. Joy stopped abruptly in front of me, causing me to run into her. The unfamiliar word is abruptly, and its synonymous word is suddenly. Are you gaining your points now? We still have 2 questions left. Number 4. The adjacent buildings caught on fire when the restaurant exploded. Adjacent is our unfamiliar word. Now read the sentence with your eyes again to decode the answer. What is the synonymous word of adjacent? Yes, you got it. It is nearby. And our last item, prior knowledge of the dancers involved makes you more careful when rock climbing. Prior is our new term. Use clues found in the sentence to figure out its alike word. Can you see some clues? Alright, the answer is advance. Count the number of checks. Did you get all the items correct? If that's the case, you are truly excellent. If you have some minor mistakes, do not be discouraged. Instead, go back to your lesson and practice more. For further understanding of context clues, let's watch this video from McGraw-Hill YouTube account.
Boo! Ah! Sorry, Josh, I couldn't help myself. Josh, that can is all shaken up. It's ready to rupture, and I will not clean up your mess. Ah! I just told you it was ready to rupture.
Yeah, but I don't know what that word means.
Well, didn't you hear the clues in what I was saying? I told you it was all shaken up and would probably make a big mess. Those clues should have let you know that rupture means explode.
Yeah, well, I guess that means you're not gonna help me clean this up.
You're getting smarter all the time, aren't you, little brother?
This quick and simple animation provides a fun and engaging supplementary information using context clues. That word rupture means burst or break. See how important clues are to clarify the meanings of unknown words. Before we proceed to your final task, let's watch another video from CV Remote Learning YouTube account which serves as a recap for our lesson today.
You realize that the world is full of cravens who pretend to be heroes.
Quiet, Moby. You know Throne of Kings is my favorite show. Oh, a craven is another word for coward.
A mind needs books as a sword needs a whetstone if it is to keep its edge.
Yeah, I guess there are a lot of confusing words in this show. Dear Tim and Moby, what are context clues? My English teacher says they can help me improve my vocabulary, but I'm not sure what she's talking about. Help! From George. Well, George, when we talk about context, we're talking about something's surroundings. You know, like the setting or the backdrop. Take a look at this picture. Can you tell what's missing by looking at the context? Heck yeah, a baseball! You can do the same detective work with words. Let me grab my Throne of Kings books and I'll show you. Yes, I've read them all. That's why I appreciate the show on a much deeper level than you. Anyway, when you see a word you don't know, it's usually surrounded by words you do know. So look at those words and see if they can help you fill in the blank. Take this for example. After dinner, a group of mummers entertained the guests by acting out the story of an evil wizard. You probably don't know the word mummer, but look at what the author says. The mummers entertain people and they act out stories. Can you think of another group of entertainers who act out stories? Right, actors. Mummers is an old-timey word for actors. Of course, there are different ways to look for context clues. Sometimes a mystery word can be defined by its antonyms or opposites. Take this passage. Unlike his genteel brother, Hubert displayed poor manners and crude behavior. The mystery word is genteel. From the context, we know that it's the opposite of someone who's crude and has bad manners. Right again. The word genteel describes someone who's classy and dignified, like that guy. You can also figure out a mystery word by looking for synonyms, or words that mean the same thing. Here, take this one. King Adenoid had married the comeliest woman in the realm, far lovelier and more beautiful than anyone in the 12 counties. Comeliest isn't a word we see too often, but let's take a closer look. First, it ends in the suffix est, like biggest, smartest, and richest. So the queen must be the best or most at something. But what? In the same sentence, it says she's lovelier and more beautiful than anyone else. Those are the synonyms we're looking for. She's the loveliest, most beautiful woman in the kingdom. Okay, just one more trick. Sometimes, a mystery word will be surrounded by examples that can tip off its meaning. Check out this excerpt. Royalton City was filled with cathedrals, castles, and other huge edifices. Now, castles and cathedrals are both examples of big... flying monkeys? No. They're buildings, Moby. A cathedral's a building, so's a castle. So edifices means buildings. That's true. Sometimes there just isn't enough context to figure a word out. When that happens, there's no shame in using a dictionary.
The thanes of these hibernal climes are mere vassals of the Iron Throne.
Go. To finally end your task, you are not only going to apply the use of context clues, but also to acknowledge and dwell deeper into your identity as a Filipino. Turn your modules on pages 15 to 16. Let us read the directions. Use the word under column A in a sentence. Write your sentence in column B. Afterwards, decide the meaning of the word as used in the context of your sentence and write it in column C. Do you have questions regarding the directions? All you have to do is use these 3 words in a sentence and identify their meaning. Word number 1, bayanihan. Word number 2, fiesta. And word number 3, ningas kogon. You may begin. Mind you, this is your final task for this episode, so you need to give your best. The time is up! Your answers to this task may vary. Since I know that everyone is honest, I will let you refer to the answer key of your modules found at the last page. Further, see to it that you will show your output to your parents for feedback. In this episode, you have learned the meaning of context clues and its 5 types, which is ideas, inference, definition, example, antonym, and synonym. You also tried to identify new terms and their corresponding meanings. And you were able to create your own sentences using the new terms. There you go! Excellent! You are amazing in accomplishing all the activities. I hope that you have learned new knowledge and skills in this episode. If you want to deepen your skills in using context clues, just refer to pages 11 to 14 of your modules for additional activities. For further inquiries and clarifications, feel free to send me a message via any means you can access. In addition, boxes are installed in your schools where you can drop your output for checking. Always remember to abide our community rules against coronavirus because better be safe than regret. Once again, I am your teacher, Leia Joyce Corpus, emphasizing the phrase, we learn as one, we heal as one. Goodbye!